Welcome to English Literature Link. V.S. Naipul. V.S. Naipul is a famous Trinidadian British author. He is celebrated for his works. His works, including fiction as well as non-fiction, explores the themes of colonialism, post-colonialism, and also Indian ancestry and experience of his upbringing at Trinidad and so on. His notable works includes A House for Mr. Biswas, written in 1961, In a Free State, written in 1971, A Bend in the River, written in 1979. So let's move on to his important work, A House for Mr. Biswas, which is written in the year 1961. A House for Mr. Biswas is one of V.S. Naipur's most celebrated novels. Here you can see Mohan Biswas, who is referred to be as Mr. Biswas, is born in Trinidad into a very low Indo-Trinidadian family. His birth is considered as inauspicious because he got an extra finger, and the Pandit predicts that he will bring misfortune to his family. In the early life of Mr. Biswas, you can see that the boy was not allowed to be in contact with water resources according to the prediction of some pundits. And once Mohan happens to see water resource, after that some inauspicious events happen in his family. That is, Mohan's father drowns. So this led to a separation within family. He is sent to live with some of his relatives. On the other hand, his sister was asked to live with some others. His mother, and his elder brother was sent to his uncle and aunt. Then after, you can see a series of conflicts in the life of Mr. Biswas or Mr. Mohan Biswas. Mr. Biswas gets a job as a sign painter, or a sign writing was his job. He took up his job, and he met Shama, a member of wealthy Tulsi family. He marries Shama due to some pressures from Shama's family. Actually, he was intended for a superficial flirting, but eventually he was compelled to marry Shama due to his own impulsive nature as well as Shama's family's influence. And Mr. Biswas was made to live with Shama in her family, that is Tulsi family's large communal house named Hanuman House is there, Hanuman House. Mr. Biswas struggles to assert his independence while living in Tulsi family's large communal house, Hanuman House. He felt oppressed by Tulsi family's dominance, and he wanted to assert his independence, getting separated from Tulsi's family by purchasing or building a house of his own. So Mr. Biswas takes various jobs to gain financial independence from the Tulsis, including working as a shopkeeper, as a journalist, and so on. He faces constant financial instability and also constant conflicts in his relationship with Shama as well as the Tulsis. Mr. Biswas moves to a house provided by Tulsis at Short Hills, but it ends disastrously with the house falling into disrepair. Now Mr. Biswas returned to the city, and eventually he becomes a reporter for the Sentinel newspaper. He purchases a house with a risky mortgage despite his poor condition in order to fulfill his dream of owning a home. Now, towards the end, you can see that Mr. Biswas' health deteriorates and he retires early due to illness. But anyhow, despite his constant struggles, despite his death, despite the flaws of the house, he managed to own a house which symbolizes his achievement and independence. So you can see that the novel ends up with Mr. Biswas' death, but finally he became owner of a house of his own. So this house became a symbol for his assertiveness of his independence. You can see the ideas of colonialism on Trinidadian society in this novel, and Mr. Biswas' quest for personal identity and independence can be also seen. And Biswas struggles within the communal home of Hanuman Mansion of Tulsi family highlights the issues of power control and familial obligation. So numerous setbacks in the life of Biswas can be seen in order to attain his desire to attain stability as well as independence. So you can see cultural as well as complex social commentaries in this work. So these are all about A House for Mr. Biswas, written in 1961. Next important work is In a Free State, which is a Booker Prize winning novel written by V.S. Naipaul. Next is In a Free State. In a Free State is V.S. Naipul's Booker Prize winning novel in 1971. It consists of framing narratives. That is, three interconnected stories are there. These three stories are distinct, but they are interconnected, which explores themes of identity, displacement, and human condition in a post colonial world. You can see a prologue as well as an epilogue. So it begins and ends with a prologue and an epilogue that detail the journey of an unnamed Indian narrator traveling by a ship from Greece to Egypt. So these sessions provide a contemplative backdrop for many stories. Um, Another three sessions are out of many, one out of many, Tell Me Who to Kill, and finally In a Free State. In one out of many, the story follows Santosh, an Indian servant who accompanies his employer to Washington, D.C. Santosh experiences something you call cultural shock and a sense of alienation because he is living in a foreign land. He eventually gains some sense of freedom, but he faces some harsh realities of his new experience. In the second session, that is Tell Me Who to Kill, the narrative centers on an unnamed Indian immigrant in England and his troubled relationship with his younger brother Dio. Here, the protagonists feel intense resentment and guilt, and it leads to his to some tragic things in his life. And the final titular story is In a Free State, which is set in unnamed African country um, that is facing some political turmoils. It follows the journey of two expatriates, Bobby and Linda. They travel through the countryside in this growing political unrest. So their journey highlights the complexities of colonialism, power dynamics, and also human struggle for freedom and stability. So displacement, alienation, colonialism, post-colonial struggles, human conditions, existentialism, all this become all this become themes, key themes for V.S. Naples In a Free State. Next is A Bend in the River. A Bend in the River was first published in 1979. This book is set in an unnamed African country which is undergoing political as well as social unrest in the post-colonial period. So this narrative progresses itself through the perspectives of Salim, an Indian Muslim trader. So Salim leaves his coastal hometown to escape from the growing political unrest. He relocates himself to the interior town in Central Africa, which is situated at a bend in the river. This bend in the river is marked by the remnants of European colonialism. And Salim takes over a shop there. He established himself within the local community. Then he mixes up with diverse ethnic groups as well as expatriates. There he befriends Indar, a fellow Indian, then Raymond, a historian, and his wife Vecte. This country is governed by tyrannical president, and he want to initiate modernism projects, but due to corruption as well as incompetence, he couldn't. Now Salim witnesses the country is filled up with chaos, and the town is becoming a microcosm of nation's instability. Political unrest is there everywhere. Now he grapples with his identity and his place in this continuously changing world, as well as um, the novel goes through his romantic relationship with his wife. Now the town becomes a battleground for power. This leads to further violence as well as deterioration of the place. We can also see as a reflection of this Salim's business and life, everything was threatened with respect to the political situation, deterioration in the political situation, and Salim is forced to confront reality of his circumstances, and now he makes plans to leave the town. So novel concludes with the uncertain future of Salim as he boards a steamer. So this reflects instability or transient nature of life. You can also see post-colonial transition, where the novel examines the impact of colonialism and the challenges of post-colonial governance and development. Identity and displacement also appears as key themes here. Chaos and order is also there, because narrative often travels through the tension between chaos and the desire for order and stability, both in personal as well as in political life of people. So, A Bend in the River is thus a powerful exploration of post-colonial African realities. So, Naipul's incisive prose style has got prominence in this work. and it is, of course, one of the most celebrated works of V.S. Naipul. Next is The Enigma of Arrival, written in 1987. Then Half a Life, written in 2001. And his non-fiction works, important non-fiction works are A Middle Passage, written in 1962, which is a travelogue. Then India, A Wounded Civilization, written in 1977. Among the Believers, written in 1981. So V.S. Naipaul was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 2001. So these are all about V.S. Naipaul. Hope the classes are useful for you. Thank you.